Hello, welcome back. Stage 3. This is your THRASS Lesson 3 in our continuation series. Let's have a look at the 6 words that we are going to focus on in this lesson. Here they are. We have the words blubber, it's a great word, digesters, explorer, figurehead, megaherb, scurvy. Have a look at those 6 words and think about whether you can identify what sound, what phoneme sound or something that they all might have in common. Hope you guessed that right. They all have a phoneme sound blubber, digesters, explorer, figurehead, megaherb, scurvy. Let's have a look at the THRASS chart and let's find those sounds on the THRASS chart. Now, here they are here. The grapheme choices are ER, IR. Now, we don't have any on our list that are IR in this particular instance, but you might be able to think of an example like girl or swirl. There are quite a few, circle, quite a few examples of this one. OR and UR. Now I've just highlighted this one down here and we'll talk about that one in a moment. So we'll go back to our list and we can see that here they are all identified. I've put them in red for you. But I wanted to point out and to talk about the fact that sometimes within phoneme sound, it does depend on the person and their accent. So some people have got specific accents that make them pronounce things in a slightly different way. And when we look at the THRASS chart, that can perhaps sometimes confuse us. And I wanted to draw your attention to this word here, blubber. Sometimes with our Australian accent, we tend to make this sound on the end here more of an sound. We tend to sometimes say blubber, almost my favourite sound, almost more of a schwa sound, and you can actually see that it's listed here in the schwa box. So we do sometimes say blubber, and that's our little bit of our lazy Australian accent there. So that's one to bear in mind. And this one down here, this word figurehead. Now in Australia we do tend to say figurehead. We get that sound happening here. If we were American, we might say figurehead. That's my American accent, I hope you like it. Figurehead. And it might make more of a yer sound. So don't get confused with this one down here. This sound on the THRASS chart is actually ooah. Ooah, like in the word lure. Okay, so don't get confused with that one. We are focusing more in figurehead as this sound from the box. But just bear in mind, different people with different accents can sometimes pronounce things differently. So just bear that in mind when you're using the THRASS chart to thrash out sounds and think about phoneme sounds. Alrighty, on to your task, which is the same as every week, so I'm not going to explain that too much to you, except to say we have also identified here, when I was thrashing out, I've done blubber for you, we have identified 1, 2 digraph sounds this week. Of course, the sound that we focused on, and funnily enough, I have found a double consonant sound here as well, like we talked about in week 1. So 2 digraph sounds this week, and of course defined, given some synonyms Of course, the syllables we break down and we note the number in the brackets as well. As always, you have an extension task to do IPA if you get through that very, very quickly. So, all the best with your sounds.